Do not compare your VA disability claim with other veterans. I'm Combat Craig, and I understand why you're frustrated. Your claim was denied, and you're searching for answers. It's easy to look at other veterans and say, wow, they have a disability that's similar to mine. Why did they get the rating and I didn't? This is the wrong place to put your focus, and I'm going to explain why in this video. Before I get started, if you want to learn more about the VA claims process, I break it down in my boot camp, and you can check that out at combatcraig.com. I explain what you need to focus on, and what another veteran's rating is not one of them. Comparing your disabilities against another veteran's disabilities is a waste of time when you're in the negative. If you're in the positive and you're looking for options, secondary service connections, for example, oh, this might be a path that I can take to claim this secondary to something else based on what another veteran did. That's okay. That's part of the education process. Once you've been denied and you're frustrated and you're going, well, that guy got it and I didn't, that's not going to help your claim at all. So I would say, don't do that. You need to look inside your claim and yourself and figure out where you went wrong. You have to prove your disability to the VA. That's the only way you win. It has nothing to do with the next guy. The U.S. government has plenty of money for all of us to be compensated, and that's why I created this channel. Get everybody compensated fairly, and focusing on the right things is a huge piece of this. Do you even know the facts surrounding why you were denied? Did you read your decision letter? It's not the easiest reading in the world, but it is a good indicator of what evidence was used in your favor and what was used against you. Do you understand that? Did you go get your VA claims file to see all the doctor's notes, look at all the facts, dig into your claim and figure out where you went wrong? Because at the end of the day, you didn't prove your claim. It's nobody else's fault except for yours. Now, you might have had a bad C&P examiner or a VA rater went against you. That happens for sure. But were you solid? This is where you need to spend your time and all of your energy. Spending your time worrying about what another veteran did isn't going to help your claim. This video is inspired by comments. I usually get a couple of these comments in the YouTube comments a couple times a week, and it's usually older veterans complaining that younger veterans are somehow getting some kind of free ride or something like that. I don't know if this is just an internet thing because it's, we're talking more and you could put your 2 cents in easier than you can before the internet. So I don't know. Did World War I veterans complain about World War II veterans and say they were soft? Did World War II veterans say Vietnam veterans were a bunch of softies and they shouldn't have won because their war was worse? I don't know, but all I can tell you is all that stuff is irrelevant. This is you against the VA. It's not you against another veteran. If another veteran did something and you can learn from them and maybe there's some similarities and you can use what they did to help you prove your claim, that's something that's worth looking at. But complaining about it isn't going to get you anywhere. I don't think I ever actually did this. It's possible that I did. When I got my first rating, I was denied and I was like, wow, that sucks. The VA denied me. I think that's the way I looked at it. I never looked at other veterans and even, saw what they did might be something that I could explore, or saw what they did and decided they're faking it and I'm going to get pissed off at them. I don't think I ever did that. The only time a comparison was made in my life was when I went to the VA one time and I sat down in between a World War II veteran and a Vietnam veteran. And those guys asked me, what I was in for. We were all in for mental health. And I told them I was in Desert Storm. And they told me, hey, our wars, we're all broken old men here. Actually, I was probably in my 30s at the time because World War II veteran was still alive, obviously. But what I learned from these two guys is, everybody had their own war. And basically, whoever walked out the less fucked up, they're the ones that won. Desert Storm took 6 weeks, and it doesn't compare to Vietnam. It doesn't compare to World War II. Vietnam does not compare to World War II. They basically pounded it into me that, I signed up just like they did. I did what I did, and I got all fucked up in the head because of that, just like them. That's when I learned that I'm just a veteran. That's it. I also happen to be a combat veteran, and there's no distinguishing between combat veterans. A World War II veteran that was in combat is a combat veteran. A Vietnam veteran that's a combat veteran is a combat veteran. Same thing with Desert Storm, same thing with Iraq, and on and on. So the VA looks at combat veterans as combat veterans. That's it. There's not, this one did more, this one did less, this one's a little bit more of a combat veteran, this guy did a little less. It's a go or no go situation. You either are or you aren't. And the VA looks at your disabilities exactly the same way. Does the veteran have a disability? Do they have a diagnosis? Do they have current symptoms? Do they have a nexus linking their current symptoms to their active duty service? If you don't check those boxes, you're just going to get denied. It really is that simple. If you're a special operator and your combat experience was gnarlier than mine, I'll give it up to you. No problem. You win. No argument to be had, because it's not about your combat experience versus mine. It has nothing to do with that. What you have to do is prove your claim. And the tough guy stuff needs to go out the door, because tough guy stuff is bottling it up, not talking about your problems. If you're not talking about your problems, then you have no symptoms, you probably have no diagnosis, and they're not going to just give it to you. The VA will give you nothing. You have to prove everything. My disability compensation has zero impact on your current disability compensation and your rating. I'm 100% permanent and total. I hope you are too. If you have a rating that's less than that, then I want to help you and teach you and support you to get the rating you deserve. That's it. There's plenty of fraud, waste, and abuse going on. Every country that we all were deployed to, I'm sure we give them billions of dollars. There's all sorts of money being spent all over the world. And there's much bigger problems than, oh, I get this rating and this younger veteran gets something else. And you know what I mean? This little pissing match. If you want to do something about it, run for Congress and change it. Don't pick on veterans that are younger than you, especially when you know nothing about their claim, their situation, and what happened to them. You cannot tell how somebody's disability affects them by looking at them or reading their comments online. Going a step further than that, if we are talking about mental health, even a psychiatrist, not even a VA psychiatrist, no psychiatrist is going to form an opinion of you if they haven't, seen you in their office. So if this is you, throwing your opinion out there, I would just stop. You're not a medical professional, and it's not doing your claim any good. Dig in and work your claim. That's all you need to worry about. You don't need to worry about what other veterans are doing, what they went through, and trying to compare your experience to theirs. That needs to stop. It's just a waste of time, and I'm telling you, it's not going to get you anywhere. If you want to do something other than complaining about your current rating, I would get into your decision letter, read it, understand it, get your VA claims file, understand VA law, understand what medical evidence is all about. It's you against the VA. You need to prove your claim to them, and then you'll get the rating you deserve. And you might have to fight for it for a couple of years. That's where you should be focused. Anywhere else is a waste of time. I've seen a couple people that have said, the VA is totally fair, and every veteran has the exact rating they should have when they walk out of the service. If you're in this camp, you're living a fairy tale, and fairy tales also will not help your VA rating. So this is the end of rant. Get familiar with your claim. Get familiar with your medical evidence. Do not threaten to lawyer up, because your claim might not be worth fighting. I know that's hard to hear, but if you're trying to shop your claim around to VA disability lawyers and they're not accepting them, they're not accepting them for a reason, because they don't think they can help you win your claim. So the cool part about that is you can always file a new claim. Start anew, file a new claim, prove your claim this time, use medical evidence, and win your claim. This one was a little bit of a rant. and end rant. The point here is do not compare yourself to other veterans. It's not worth it. You can look and see what other people did or did not do and try to get some information out of that, but do not, just go ahead and make assumptions that this guy should be rated like this because you did this and you think this guy did that. I'll see you in the next video. Let me jump in here real quick and tell you about my boot camp. If you want to learn more about the VA claims process, check out my boot camp. You can talk to me live. There's a link on the website and in the description, combatcraig.com. And also, if you need medical evidence like a nexus or documenting your symptoms properly, go to our website, combatcraig.com, and it says medteam/nexus letters. Click on that link, fill out the form. Boom, you're done.